one small pill can balance your blood sugar. But what if it quietly shifts your body in ways you never notice, until it's too late? Hello everyone. When we speak about metformin, we often imagine a precise intervention. Something that quietly lowers glucose and restores order. But within the body, regulation is never isolated. Metformin primarily reduces glucose production in the liver and improves insulin sensitivity, yet this shift can sometimes tilt the balance further than expected. Blood sugar, instead of stabilizing, may dip into levels that feel unfamiliar to the body. This is not always dramatic or immediately alarming. It often begins as a subtle internal unease, a lightheaded feeling, a sudden wave of fatigue, or a sense of weakness that seems out of proportion to the moment. These sensations are the body's way of signaling that its equilibrium is being tested. The brain, highly dependent on glucose, reacts quickly to even small declines, translating biochemical changes into physical experience. What makes this more complex is that such fluctuations can be mistaken for everyday stress or exhaustion, allowing them to pass unnoticed. Over time, this quiet pattern may repeat, creating a rhythm where energy rises and falls unpredictably, where the individual begins to feel slightly out of sync with their own body, navigating a fine line between control and imbalance. There is a quiet, continuous dialogue between the digestive system and the bloodstream, a relationship that shapes not only how nutrients are absorbed, but how stable blood sugar remains throughout the day. When metformin enters this system, it doesn't act in isolation. It alters the gut environment in subtle yet meaningful ways. Many people experience sensations like nausea, abdominal discomfort, or irregular bowel patterns, and these are not random inconveniences but reflections of an internal adjustment taking place. The gut microbiota, a complex community of microorganisms, begins to shift in response, influencing how carbohydrates are processed and how glucose is released into circulation. As digestion becomes less predictable, the timing and consistency of glucose absorption may also change, leading to unexpected rises or drops in blood sugar levels. This creates a kind of physiological uncertainty, where the body struggles to maintain its usual rhythm. What feels like a simple digestive disturbance can ripple outward, affecting energy levels, mood, and metabolic stability. In this way, the gut becomes not just a passive organ of digestion, but an active participant in blood sugar regulation, constantly adapting to chemical signals while trying to preserve a fragile internal balance over longer periods of use. Metformin begins to reveal a more subtle influence. One that unfolds quietly within the body's nutritional balance, particularly through its effect on vitamin B12 levels. This change does not announce itself with urgency. Instead, it develops gradually, often unnoticed until its effects begin to shape everyday experience. Vitamin B12 plays a critical role in nerve function and the production of red blood cells, and when its absorption is reduced, the consequences ripple through multiple systems. A person may start to feel an unusual fatigue that rest does not fully restore, or notice a faint tingling in the hands and feet, as if the body's communication lines are weakening. There may also be moments of mental fog, where clarity seems just out of reach, reflecting the brain's sensitivity to even small nutritional deficiencies. What makes this particularly complex is that these symptoms can blend seamlessly into the background of daily life, attributed to stress or aging, rather than an underlying biochemical shift. Over time, this slow depletion becomes a reminder that long-term treatments often carry hidden dimensions, where the balance between therapeutic benefit and nutritional integrity requires ongoing awareness and careful attention. There exists a rare but deeply significant condition known as lactic acidosis, and its connection with metformin reveals how delicate the body's internal chemistry truly is. Under normal circumstances, the body produces small amounts of lactic acid as a byproduct of metabolism, and it is efficiently cleared by the liver and kidneys. But when this balance is disrupted, especially in individuals with reduced kidney function or underlying metabolic stress, lactic acid can begin to accumulate. This is not an abrupt event, it often builds quietly, presenting as vague symptoms like deep fatigue, muscle pain, shortness of breath, or a growing sense of discomfort that feels difficult to explain. These sensations are signals of a deeper imbalance, where the body's ability to regulate its internal environment is being challenged. The presence of metformin can, in rare cases, contribute to this condition by influencing how energy is processed at the cellular level. What makes this particularly concerning is its subtle onset, where early signs can be overlooked or misinterpreted. It serves as a powerful reminder that even well-established treatments require respect for individual variability, where factors like organ function, hydration, and overall health can shift the boundary between safety and risk. Perhaps the most easily overlooked effect of metformin is not confined to a single organ or laboratory value, but emerges through lived experience, the subtle way a person begins to perceive changes within their own body. As blood sugar patterns shift, appetite may no longer follow its familiar rhythm. Moments of unexpected hunger or a sudden loss of interest in food can appear without clear reason. Energy, once predictable, may fluctuate in quiet waves, rising and falling in ways that feel disconnected from activity or rest. These changes are not always intense, yet they carry a psychological weight, shaping how individuals interpret their physical state throughout the day. A slight tremor of weakness, a brief sense of imbalance, or an unanticipated drop in stamina can introduce a layer of uncertainty, where the body feels less intuitive than before. Over time, this can influence behavior. How one plans meals, responds to fatigue, or anticipates daily demands. It becomes less about control and more about constant adjustment, a process of listening closely to signals that are often subtle and easily dismissed. In this space, awareness deepens as individuals learn to recognize that health is not static, but continuously negotiated between treatment, environment, and the body's own evolving responses.